Do you recognize this guy? During the past decade, he played a character on a show that many critics consider to have some of the best acting in TV history. And the drama series is regarded as an all-time great too. The answer is coming up.
I know that guy.
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 It's surely him.
Hello. This is the pilot episode to I Know That Guy. We also have the alternate episode, I Know That Gal doesn't sound right, so it's I Know Her.
I know her.
This is the pilot episode, and the concept's pretty simple. It's showing a clip from a series or a film and seeing if you can recognize the actor. And it might be because it was such a long time ago, or it might be one that where you're going to recognize them right away, but you're just going to be kind of shocked that they were actually in this series or movie because they were basically a no-name back at the time. So our first episode takes us back to September 14th, 1987, and this is when network television was still a real powerhouse. The only real competition they had was cable, and that was still in the beginning infancy. And you didn't have to worry about streaming platforms, obviously like Netflix or Hulu. Didn't have to worry about the internet, and even video games weren't the competition of eating up time away from people watching something as they are today. It was premiere week for CBS, and for Designing Women, it was the premiere of season 2. Designing Women was a CBS comedy that produced 7 seasons and 163 episodes, airing from 1986 to 1993. The premise: the misadventures of 4 women and their handyman running a design firm in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, had a stellar cast: Delta Burke, Dixie Carter, Annie Potts, who recently you've known more as Mima in the series Young Sheldon, and also Jean Smart, who now stars in arguably the funniest comedy series, Hacks, on Max and HBO. Now, before we reveal this episode's I Know That Guy, just a couple of backstory elements that are kind of interesting, just how important of a role this was for said subject. A, Designing Women was a top 10 show, but it wasn't until seasons 5 and 6, which is unheard of. It actually toiled in the 30s for its first 3 seasons, jumped up to the 22nd ranked show for the year in season 4, and then 5 and 6, it was the 6th most watched show and the 10th most watched show, before falling off the rails in the final season like many shows do into the oblivion of the 70s. But here's the thing to remember. Even though it was season 2 and it ranked 33rd, that episode ranked 33rd in 1987. That same amount of eyeballs in today's television rankings would be the 2nd most watched show of the year. So it just shows you, A, not as many people are watching network television today, but it had such a power and it could really open up one's career. I was watching this episode and I wasn't even thinking about this segment, and I knew that I knew this guy, and at first I didn't know what was, and this was a comedy, and I wasn't thinking a drama, because what he's really well known for is drama and playing kind of a grumpus. But what it really was his eyes, and even more so his voice, that led me to identify this episode's I Know That Guy.
Mr. Eldon Ashcroft IV.
Right here. I'm Eldon Ashcroft. A lot of history goes along with this building. It's either the first or the second Esso station in Atlanta. And then, of course, I've got your basic conveniences over here and various and sundry cabinetry. I'll just step outside and let you ladies get your game plan together. I don't mean to be pushy, but I would like to fill that bookcase with the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Do you recognize him? Well, if you don't, here's a little morph into how he's well known today. Well, if you had it, you realize that that's Jonathan Banks, who played the iconic character Mike Emetrout, first on Breaking Bad, and then the spin-off Better Call Saul.
There's your script. Study it. In about 30 seconds, I'm going to dial Agent Schrader on your line here. You're going to pass along this information, and then we'll see what we see. Now, here are the rules. If you yell for help, try to give the man some kind of coded message, or otherwise tip him off, I'm going to pull out my pistol and shoot you in the head.
By the way, that episode, again, if you wanted to see Jonathan Banks and his comedy chops, Designing Women is streaming on Hulu. That is Season 2, Episode 1. And then, of course, both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are currently streaming on Netflix. I should add there's a third way that you can see Jonathan Banks playing Mike, and that is the movie from 2019, still streaming on Netflix, El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. Hope you enjoyed this episode of I Know That Guy. Thanks for watching.